Okay, today's little shed visit, bit of tinkering. Let's try and get these front indicators running, and that's what it looks like to start with. It's just a Jubilee clip with LED indicators stuck to it, and then you stick it on and then you screw it on. Stick and screw, that's the way to go. So that one's on and screwed up. Screwed up, it's not screwed up, that would denote it's broken or something. Bolted on, there you go. I've put an extra bit of heat shrink on the bottom end of it to protect the wires a bit more, and then I just pulled it through, so that's ready to be wired in. Just need to get the other one put on and set up. And now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking this this piston what the bloody hell is it called? Oh, it's gone. It's gone. This anti-wobble device, it's not power steering. Christ almighty, I shouldn't be anywhere near this bike. Looks as though it's going to be in the way. It's not looking good. That's no good. I don't really want it higher than this, so the only other option is to put it lower, isn't it? Stick it down here. Right, should have thought about that in the first place. So this one needs to go down here. It's just running the wires, isn't it? In it. They'll sneak up the rear, which is a good thing. Is it a good thing? Yeah. The one that side could come up on these, so it go across and then come up on these. I have to take it off of there and unstick it. Oh, there's no forward thinking at all on this bike. The other one would go on there. I just don't want it between that nodule there and the frame, because obviously when I full lock it, it's gonna crush it. So it might be that the wire has to come across to here. Anyway, that's the plan today. Well, the plan was today just to get this other one on, but obviously now I've got to redo the other one. Oh, bit more planning. Right, anyway, let's get them moved. Well, let's get that one moved and that one located, shoved on. So now I think I'm going to do the same again on the wiring. See where it comes out there. Just going to get some heat shrink, put it on. Just get some heat shrink and put a couple of lengths on there, because I've only got short lengths. Just to give it a little bit more protection where it joins. A little bit of extra protection, plus it's more in keeping being black than having that red wire showing. So something like. Take the sticky stuff off, and then that will pull through that side. So right, that's tight enough. It's definitely on there. Something about that bolty thing. Let's see if we can convince it wants to go around a bit more. Right, let's strip the wires, just double check that works. Get me old battery. Right, some plus on there, minus on there. Whoa! I think that should be bright enough. That should do it. Right, so now I want to just cut off the. Now I just want to cut off that excess bit there, and then run my wires, and then move the other one. Like that. Okay, this one, cleverly, I've already located it before thinking whether it was a good place or not. So hopefully it won't be too upset about being relocated. So that's in position. Let's just test it on the battery. Gorgeous, that's all working. So I'm just going to put another piece of heat shrink up on it. Something like that. And this one can go above the bolt. We can feed up with the existing wires. Left my tea too long. It's definitely tea. It says on the couplet. I ain't stupid. Oh yeah, that really is cooler than you'd ever want it. Right, where wasn't I getting? Okay, so where am I at? When I switched you off, I was just undoing all this, and that's all I meant to do, undo that, because that was taking a bit too long, taking all the insulation off and everything. I've obviously gone a bit further than that. I've got a bolt up underneath with a cable tie on it, which is holding the wiring from this indicator up underneath here, so it just jumps across this little gap there. I hope you can see that. Just jumps across that gap there to this loom where it's taped and clipped, so it can't get in front. This is the handlebar stop, so it can't get in front of that. So it's taped all out the way, and there's enough slack on it to go lock to lock, so that's good enough. And then I've just crimped that. And then I've just crimped that connector on, and I've just set up the soldering iron to dob a bit of solder on it, and then that can be reconnected into that one. That's the two earths, hopefully. Right, that one's in, so I'm just going to turn the ignition on so I can find out which red wants to go to which red. So this one needs to go into that one. Okay, let's just turn all that off again. And then, having left the ignition on while I was doing it, excellent. Ta-da! The right hand one works as well. Beautiful. So all I've actually got to do now is tidy all this mess up. Right, I'll bring you back in a minute. I'll bring you back in a minute. You're just getting in the bloody way. Okay, I'm not quite sure where I got to when well not you, the camera started getting in my way. So this is how it's finished up. So this one comes up with the brake line and the speedo cable up and across into that bunch of wires there, and then this one comes across there with plenty of slack, and then this one comes across behind here, or underneath the yoke is a screw with a bracket on it to hold the cable up against the yoke, and then it just cuts across and joins in with this slot, which stops the wire getting caught in the handlebar stop, which is there. And then it's all cable tied and taped up, sort of best I could do, but it's all there. Let's turn it all on. There you go, nice and bright. Quite neat. That's the headlight. You've got like a running light, main beam, and then blinding. Blinding, that's blinding, that is. And everything else still works with those on, which I'm quite happy about. Give you an idea of what's going on in the rear. So you've got indicator on the side and on the back, and then you've got brake light on the other side. So I think that'll pass an MOT. The tight ones are the ones at the front. It's meant to be I thought I wrote it down somewhere. 240mm a part of the front. So 240mm, which is where my thumb is, comes there. So long as your indicators are further apart than 240, which technically they are. So it's 240 on the front. They did write the rules up wrong last year, the MOT rules, and they had this as 300, but they've changed what they've written. What have they done? Amended what they wrote, and it's 240 at the front. So as you can see, definitely, if I go to the outer edges, we've got sort of 270 apart at the widest edge. So hopefully that's a pass. And then at the back, I'll have to Google it. Okay, this is what I'm going off of. This is published 22nd of June 2018, and the revised test standard. The inspection manual currently says that mandatory direction indicators must have minimum separation distance of solo motorcycles over 50 cc's, 300mm at the front and 240 at the rear. Right, the rest of it doesn't apply because this is 1000cc. The guidance should say that they must have minimum separation distance between the illumination surfaces of solo motorcycles, so that's any motorcycle, 240 at the front and 180mm at the rear. So the revised guidance because they wrote it up wrong, is where I'm going with it. So 240 at the front and 180 at the rear. So I'll just check that 180 at the rear. But that's the government site with the MOT standards. So before anyone jumps on me, I've read forums and all the rest of it. So the two that are obviously within the lights aren't 180 mil apart, but the two on the outer edges, which sit just inside the bar, about there and there, are about 200 mil apart. So I think, and I bloody hope so, I'll get away with that. If not, I'll have to unscrew these side ones, take them out and put extended ones in just for the MOT. But yes, so I'll show you what's going on at my rear. So should be left hand indicator and round the side, and then you got side lights. I said because I put the headlight on full, and brake light, and then you got right hand indicator. So hopefully I'm all within spec and be ready to rock and roll. Stick it in for the MOT, and then I've just quickly stapled that back onto the plastic seat so it's not all loose, so it looks a bit tidier. But obviously it's not in keeping with the bike. It wants to be in with the frame, so I'll go and see someone about that and see what sort of price they want to charge me. The rest of it, hang on, let's just leave that there. And I think the rest of it is compliant with the MOT. Exhaust is sealed, short but sealed. Rear number plate lights are here. These two here, LED lights, should last, I don't know, most are sort of in the tens of thousands of hours work. These lasted about 1.5 minutes. So I've sent off for some more. Hopefully I just had a dodgy set, or I'm just buying some more shit ones. Failing that, I'll have to rethink that, but that's all that stands in the way now. Number plate lights, put it back on the bracket at the back, and then we should be ready for an MOT. So possibly this Saturday. It's yeah, the new number plate lights are meant to be delivered this Saturday. Today's New Year's Eve, Tuesday. So the new number plate lights should be delivered Saturday. So if I can get them on and fitted, if they arrive early enough, if they do in fact arrive Saturday, and I can get them on quick enough, I'll possibly ring up KC Motorcycles and see if I can get it in for an MOT, a cheeky little MOT, and see if it passes, or indeed what it fails on. But there you go, there's the update. All lights working apart from number plate lights. To be rectified.